Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Marion Crochets. My name is Marion, and I am very excited to be back with another tutorial. In this video, we are going to be learning how to make this cowl neck top that I did create for this beautiful shoot that I did for this outfit. If you're interested to also know how to make the skirt, I will leave a link in the description box below so you can get the tutorial for it. As I said, today we are going to be making this top that I do love a lot. I did make it in blue, but for this tutorial, we are going to be recreating it in this purple. I love the drape at the front so much, and a few of you reached out when I posted the photos on my Instagram and requested that I should do a tutorial for the top, and I'm here to deliver. Thank you so much for subscribing. Do leave a comment in the description box down below telling me what you love the most about this top, and I do love interacting with you and getting your feedback. And thank you so much for subscribing and for your support. Like this video and share it to someone, and without wasting so much time, let's just get right into the video. Welcome. These are the materials that we are going to be using during this tutorial. I have my yarn. This is Winterking 4-ply. It is 50% grams, and I will be using 2 of these balls for this whole tutorial. I am having 2 particular crochet hooks, and this is a 4.5 and a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. For the bust area, the part where we need to drape, we will be using the 4.5. And then the rest of the top, which is from the torso downwards, we are going to be using the 3.5 millimeter crochet hook because that part needs to be a little bit tight. Apart from my hooks, I have my measuring tape, and also I have my pair of scissors and some stitch markers. You need those to mark your stitches. And then apart from all this, you also need your darning needle. So once you gather your materials, let's get right into the video. To begin, we are going to make a slip knot, and this is how I usually make my slip knot. And once you have that, we are going to start making a chain long enough to cover the bust area from one side of the armpit to the other, so that is armpit to armpit all through the bust area. And then you are going to add 5 inches, and these 5 inches are going to help you drape the front area so that it brings out the cowl shape. So this is just armpit to armpit plus 5 inches. Now, once you have your chain ready, mine is 27 inches in total. That is 22 inches from one armpit to the other. And then I added 5 inches because that is what is going to help us drape our top. We are going to start the first row, and this is going to be a double crochet. So you count up to the 4th chain, and that is where you're going to go in with a double crochet. And to do a double crochet, we yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, like that. Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. So we are going to be working these double crochets on this row until we get to the end. Once you're done with the first row, this is how it should be looking like. We are going to chain 2. This is what we'll be doing at the beginning of each row, and then we go into the second stitch, and that is where we will place our first double crochet. Yarn over, go into the the next stitch and do a double crochet, and we're going to do double crochets on top of the previous double crochets until we are done with this particular row. Once you get towards the end of the row, we are going to place, just as we've been doing, a double crochet on top of each and every double crochet. And then don't forget to do this very last double crochet on top of the chain, the turning chain that we made at the beginning of the previous row. It also needs a double crochet. Once you're done with that, we're going to chain 2, turn our work, and now we are going to start decreasing, and we will decrease until we get to the end of this top. We will be decreasing at the beginning and at the end of each and every row, and this is how we do a decrease. You yarn over, insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over, pull through. You have 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook on top of the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. You have 4, yarn over, pull through 2, you have 3, and then now you can yarn over, pull through them all, and we have reduced that stitch to 1. And the remaining part of the row, we are going to place 1 double crochet on top of each and every double crochet until we are left with 3 stitches at the end. As you can see, we're left with 3 stitches, and we are also going to reduce in the next 2 and then do a double crochet. So you will yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, go into the next stitch. Now yarn over, pull through. You have 4 on your hook, and then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2. You have 3 on your hook now, and then yarn over, pull through the 3, and we have reduced that stitch. We're going to yarn over and do a double crochet to complete the row. So we are reducing at the beginning and at the end of each and every row, and then we chain 2 and turn, and we're going to start our row with a reduction. So you will yarn over, pull, insert your hook and pull through like that, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert into the next, yarn over, pull through, and then you yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 3. You have reduced 2 stitches into 1, and then now we're going to continue working 1 double crochet on top of each and every double crochet until we are left with 3 double crochets on the end, towards the end of this row, and then we will also reduce there. So we are going to be starting this way each and every row and completing the same way, where when you're left with 3 stitches now, you can reduce in 2, and then in the third, which is the very last stitch, you do a double crochet as you end the row. Okay, so just like that, and then you can chain 2 and turn, and then start your row by reducing. So after you're done reducing, and then you can now work a double crochet on top of each and every double crochet from the previous row until you get towards the end of the row, and then you can also reduce. Okay, so I've been working with a 4.5mm crochet hook, and I am done with 6 inches. I've done 6 inches of my work, and now it's time to change from 4.5 to 3.5. I only went a size down, so this is a 3.5, and now we're going to continue with 3.5, and the reason to this is because we want our work at the lower torso to be a bit fitting, and the other hook was just to help us drape the work. So now we're just going to continue in the same way where we were chaining 2 and doing a reduction at the beginning of the row, and continuing with our double crochets. The only difference is we have gone a size down on the hook, and now we are using a 3.5 instead of a 4.5mm crochet hook. And I've said the reason as to why we're doing this is because we want a fitting torso. I need to point out that we've been decreasing all through from the second row all the way to where we are now. But now we want to stop reducing because now this is the very last row, and we will just do a double crochet on top of each and every double crochet from the previous row until we get to complete this row. So this is the only row we are not going to reduce, this and the very first one. So the rest we were reducing, okay? So this is how your work should be looking like, and I have done a total of 8 inches in total. So now we're going to continue with the row until we get to the end with those double crochets. And once you get to the end of the row, we are going to chain 1, turn, and listen up. This is the very last row. We are going to be doing a single crochet on top of each and every double crochet. This is the very last row, and if you're here, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are doing this top, and I hope that you can share the results with me on Instagram or TikTok. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is the straps. So we're going to chain 2, and then we're gonna go on into that row and do a double crochet right there inside that row. And then in the middle of the rows, the next rows right there, that is when we place our hook and do another double crochet. So you realize we have 3. After that, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. And on top of the middle stitch, we will do a double crochet. And on top of the last stitch, we will do a double crochet. And then chain 2, turn, and then do the same thing. We do a double crochet on top of the double crochet, and then a double crochet on top of that next stitch, and then chain 2 and turn, and then do a double crochet on top of that very middle stitch, and then we do another double crochet on top of the last double crochet right there. And the reason we are doing this is just we are making a strap, and our strap is going to be constituting of 3 double crochets. We're going to do 2 of them on both sides so that they can meet on the middle and make a tie at the back. So just make sure this part is long enough so that when you have 2, one from this end and the other one from the other end, they both meet at your back and make a good tie. So this right here is the next position where we will place the next strap. Make them long enough for them to tie and still hang. Once you're done with those 2 at the bottom, we are going to do the next 2 at the top of the top. Am I making sense? We're going to make the straps that tie behind our neck, okay? So we're going to do 4 double crochets this time round, and they will be at this corner on top here on both tops, on both sides, sorry. And then, as I said, we are going to have 4. This time round we are having 4 because we just want them to be a bit thicker. You can make them 5 or 6, but I choose to do 4 because I feel like that is a beautiful thickness. It's a good and a reasonable thickness. So just do as we did before, which we were doing 3 at the bottom right there, but this time round we are doing 4. So just chain 2 and then turn your work, and then now you can proceed to do those 3. So we are doing 3 more double crochets to make sure we have 4 stitches. Okay, so those are 4, and then you chain 2, turn, and do 3 more to make them 4. So we're gonna do this until the strap is long enough. When you have them both from each ends, you can now tie at the back of your neck beautifully to make a beautiful tie as it hangs at the back of your neck. Now, once you're done with everything, this is how it should look like. This is how the straps are positioned, and this is how the draping looks like at the front of the top. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed and learned a thing or two from this tutorial, and thank you so much for always choosing Marion Crochets. I promise to be here to bring you more tutorials and to make your crochet journey a little bit easy every day, every time you tune in into Marion Crochets. And thank you so much for your support and for subscribing. If you have not, please do subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. My name is Marion of Marion Crochets, and I am grateful that you were here with me today. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe and to tag me when you recreate this top. See you in my next video. Goodbye.